Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Good morning. I see Tara's already on. Hello, Tara. Thanks for being with me this morning. I'm super excited to be here again Friday morning. I hope that your week has gone well, and I hope you're looking forward to a nice weekend. That's what I'm hoping. I'm going to be making 2 cards today. They're going to be Valentine's cards, but you could make them into birthday or anniversary cards because I am using a number stamp for 14 for Valentine's Day, but you could use it for birthday, like I said. So it could be very personalized with however you want to make your cards. There was one product I just really wanted to use. So these 2 cards are built around this one die set from scrapbook.com. As usual, I have everything listed and linked for you guys below in the description. I do get affiliate links, but it doesn't cost you guys anything to use. So if you use them, thank you so very much. Okay, I am excited about today. My week has been pretty okay. I felt like it was a really long week. I kind of been extra tired all week. I didn't get a whole lot of work done as much as I wanted to. Hello, Narissa. Is that how you say your name? From Illinois. Hello, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for chatting. Beverly, hello. So fun. So yeah, this week has been I'm a little behind. Hello, Nicola. But that's okay. I'm hoping next week I have a lot of cards to make. I hope I can get them all done. Yeah, it's been a long week. This morning at 9 o'clock, I had a video premiered over on scrapbook.com. I was chatting live, but you can go. Okay, good. I'm so glad, Narissa. You can go and watch that. Here are the 2 cards that I made on that video. So if you want to go and check that out, it's on scrapbook.com. And my kids were off for a few days and it threw me off. I bet it did throw you off for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna get us on both cameras here actually. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna be making with. I'll show you first the product that I was like, I just have to use this. My dies are always messy. Are your guys' dies messy? My dies are always messy. Beverly, I have not been doing much card crafting this week, just taking a little break. We'll be back at it on Sunday. That'll be fun, Beverly. Thank you, Tara. I just watched it. They are beautiful cards. Oh, that's so awesome, Narissa. Thank you. Okay, so this is the die set that I wanted to build my cards around because I just think they're called variety edges. And they're so pretty. So there's clouds, kind of like scalloped, wavy, scallop, like ruffle, like this looks like lace. So we're going to use these today. So this is one of my products that I'm using. Then I'm using the Nested Vintage labels. Taking a break is always nice, helps you recharge. Oh, for sure. For sure it does. Then I'm using Honeybee Stamps Inside Kindness. There is coordinating dies, although I am not using them today. I'm not using that. I am using the Sunshine Blooms, which is interesting because I'm using the stamp set and coordinating die. But the cards I just made for scrapbook.com are the Market Blooms, and they're very similar. Isn't that so funny? Narissa says, I try to clean afterwards because if I have too much clutter, I can't think. I agree. I really do try to clean afterwards too. Some days I'm not successful at it because I'm too tired. And I'm like, whatever, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And then I'm going to use the Bold Numbers stamp and the die. This is the outline stamp. I'm not going to be using it, but I thought I would just show you that they have that. And I'm using an embossing folder. I used this one last week, and I'm probably going to use it just tons and tons and tons. I did use this on my cards for scrapbook.com, the polka dot embossing folder, because it's just too pretty. And then I'm going to be using this handwritten background stamp from Simon Hurley, along with some inks, some embossing. We're going to get inky. We're going to spray. I have a distress spritz. So we're going to have fun with ink today. So let's get started. I kind of, like usual, I kind of have everything die cut ahead of time. And so this is my top piece. And so for this card, I want to do white heat embossing with this stamp set. But let me plug in my embossing, my heat tool. So that is ready for when we're going to do some heat embossing. So I thought it'd be fun to do the background, handwritten background stamp on this, and then we'll do some ink smushing, because I haven't done ink smushing in a hot minute, and I kind of feel like I want to do that. I was thinking, what do I want? Do I want a colored cardstock? Do I want, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. I could do ink blending, but I've been doing ink blending. So this is what we're going to do. Let me get my Misty out, and we will get some stamping going. I love any of the dot embossing folders, just adds a little something extra. Yes, I agree, Tara. I love all embossing folders. I just think they're so much fun. Let me get, I'm taking out my Grip Mate because this is a red rubber stamp, and so you don't need the foam insert in your Misty. It will just get in the way. I'm going to put that there. Grab it maybe. Oh, it's sticky. Hold on. Let me clean this off. So this weekend, I plan on making bread. I feel like I said this. I did make bread, however, last weekend. I made 3 loaves, and we are at the end of them, which is really sad. Like really, really sad. I'm going to turn my heat gun on. Let me grab my little scratch paper here. And I have to finish up some pillows. What am I looking for? Oh, I have to finish up some pillows that I started on. I'm not going to, well, I'm going to prep it just a little bit with my powder tool. And then I'm using Versamark clear ink to ink this up. So yeah, so bake more bread. I want to try to bake enough bread that I don't have to bake it again for 2 weeks. That would be ideal for me, but we'll see. And I'll just put the other loaves in the freezer. My husband and youngest son are going down. My oldest son has a couple of side-by-sides, and they're going to go do that on Saturday, which I love to do. They're going to go kind of in the deserty area, and I don't really want to do that. Okay, let's sprinkle on our white embossing powder. I'm going to put that out of the way. So I'll say, whoa, I almost threw that everywhere. So, ooh, that is going to be so pretty, guys. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to stay home and do those things. Okay, let me grab my tweezers. Burn my fingers. So this is white on white right now. We're not going to see a whole lot, but we'll see some when we do the ink smooshing. I think the scripty on this looks so pretty. So like I mentioned, this is Valentine's, but you could do it for birthday or anniversary and really personalize it like that with the number stamps. Making sure I got everything. Okay. Oh, it's going to be pretty, guys. Okay, so this, let me show you. This pretty scalloped edge is this one right here. and I think it's so pretty. And I'm kind of layering these scalloped edges. So this one's going to have a different one, and I'm using this one right here for the next one, but we will get to that. So, and I kind of have a little bit of a different color palette for each one of the cards. I need to grab some piece of acetate. Okay. So when I'm ink smushing, I don't mind doing it on my work surface, and sometimes I do, but when I want it a little more like where I want to put it in whatever area, I am going to do it on a piece of acetate. So I'm going to use spun sugar and just get some of that there, and then I'm going to spritz that. Oh, I need some water. Just a little bit. And then I'm just going to use my finger. Well, if I was prepared, I would have, there we go, filled up my distress sprayer. Okay, so now I have some ink on this. I don't necessarily want ink everywhere. So I'm just going to find some spots. And I'm going to push a little bit more than I normally would because I want to get around, oh, that's pretty. I want to get around all of that heat embossing we just did. And I did a little bit more water, which is going to dilute that color a little bit, which is totally fine. Oh my gosh. And then look at, you can see the writing through there. That's going to be pretty. Let me add a little bit more ink and a little bit more water. And I'm moving it around because I don't want any of the square lines from the ink pad. Come on, water. Cooperate, please. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more up here. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. I like it. Do you guys like to ink smoosh on any of your cards, even if not necessarily with acetate? Just check my areas. Add a little bit more water to the ink that I have on here. Go back in over here. And if you wanted darker areas, add more ink and do less water. But I think that is going to be really, really pretty. All right, let's clean this up. And when you guys hop on, say hey. I know sometimes you feel like you want to be shy. Don't be shy here. All right. Oh, I still need that for my other card. So that one's set aside to dry. That one's going to be so pretty. My next card, this is this one, obviously. I think this one's so pretty. This is the one I wanted to use the most when I was making these cards. So I was like, figure it out, Joy. You want to make all these cards. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to do Tattered Rose. So I want my backgrounds to be a little bit lighter because I have another kind of darker ink in the same color family. And I don't want the background to be dark. All right, so Tattered Rose. Let's do the same thing, but this is just regular white. No, we didn't do any stamping or anything, any heat embossing on it. Let's go. That's going to be pretty. What are your guys' plans for this weekend? Shared my plans. What do you guys got going on? So this side I had a little less water, and right here I had a little more, so it was a little bit softer. I actually want to soften some of that, the sharp edges. I kind of don't want it to be necessarily that sharp, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of ink, quite a bit more water, just so that softens all of that right there. Takes a little bit of that sharpness off. I don't mind some, but not a ton. Beverly, I do more spraying than ink smushing. I don't like how my ink smushing turns out. I need to practice more with the acetate. I like it with the acetate. I feel like I like my ink smushing more with acetate. So I totally get you, Beverly. Totally get you. So you should try it. Okay. That is good. I want to get those backgrounds done first so we can, oh, you know what though? On that one, I do want to run it through the die cut machine, and I might as well do it while it's wet. So this one is going to have an embossing folder. Narissa, you're making cards for your baby girl. Is it her birthday? Or are you just making some just for because? All right, polka dots. Because who doesn't love a polka dot? I mean, maybe someone doesn't. I love it. Okay. Run that through my die cut machine. My birthday's almost every week this month and next also. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of birthdays. Ooh, it's pretty. Now, you could ink blend this. You could do the embossing first and then ink blend it. And some of those raised areas would catch the ink blending. I did not, like in a darker way, I did not want to do that. So that's why I did it the reverse way or the other way. I kind of wanted it, even though it's going to be on some of the dots, I kind of wanted it to feel like it was in the background. She wants cards to hand out for various occasions. Oh, that's sweet. The month of June, we have a lot of birthdays. And on my husband's side of the family, our two boys and my granddaughter are born in June. Cousins, brother-in-law, sister-in-law in June, and our brand new grandbaby is going to be born in June. I'm going to spend a weekend at the family compound. The compound is a property that my mom, sister, and daughter and family live. Of course, they all have their own homes. Oh, that sounds so fun. I would love to do that with my kiddos for sure. That would be a blast. That is going to be a good time, Beverly. Okay, let me bring in the Misty again. So, Joy, did you get any paper to stamp that on? I certainly did not. All right. Let me put my rip back in here. Okay, so the number stamps, I'm going to stamp 14. I'm going to do that twice. Get out some paper here. I thought I was prepared completely yesterday. I even said to my husband, I'm like, feels really easy. I'm probably forgetting something. Okay, so for these cards, I kind of want... I'm going to do this in stages because that's the way my brain is working this morning, that I can only do one thing at a time. I kind of want to make these numbers look distressed. And so we're going to do that. Okay, so for that first card, I need red. Beverly says we have 5 birthdays in February. My goodness. I'm going to be using Candied Apple. And this is the card that's going to go with the spun sugar background. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up like normal. But I want it to feel distressed a bit. So what I like to do is take a dry rag or paper towel or something and just kind of pat off some of the ink where it's a little bit lighter in some of the areas. And you don't even have to be that detailed about it. I just want it to feel kind of worn. And if you don't hate it, you can just ink back over it. So that's a little too light there. Oh, you know why? Let me push this down more. That's why. There we go. So you can see some of the areas are lighter and darker. I like that. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I think that one turned out really, really good. Super, super simple. I think it works great every single time. Okay, flip this around. And then I'm going to use saltwater taffy for the other card that I used the tattered rose on. I just know I'm going to throw this somewhere. Let's pick this up. Are you guys going to watch the Winter Olympics? Like, are you guys into watching Olympics? I love the Summer Olympics. And you can go over the whole thing. You can tap the whole thing down too if you wanted. Yeah, we're going to watch them, I think. Well, I am. I have this cross stitch thing. It's like a little, I can't remember what it's called, and right now I can't think of the lady's name. The Nap Time Stitcher or something like that. Ooh, I like how that turned out. Anyway, she created this stitching with the Olympics, and it's a little spreadsheet thing, and it gives you prompts. I haven't even filled it out, so I need to fill it out today, of what you're going to stitch every day of the Olympics. I think it's like 2 weeks long or something. So I'm going to do that. Narissa, I have 4 children and 11 crayons with 1 on the way due the first week of March. Then my husband, 17 siblings. My goodness, that is a huge family. I'm an only child. My husband has 3 siblings, but I am an only child, which is really quite sad, actually. I wish I had siblings. I love the summer games more than the winter, but I will catch some. I agree. I love the summer games. My favorites in the summer games would be women's beach volleyball. I like it more than the men. I love the diving, the swimming. I know there's something else that I'm forgetting. Anything with water. I did watch last year when they were like doing these little boat races. That was really a lot of fun. Like, I super enjoyed that. But I'm looking forward to, oh my gosh, ice skating. So I'm going to use the dies to die cut these out, obviously. I'll watch the curling because it cracks me up. That sport is just the funniest sport to me. So I will watch that. I'm going to try to watch all of them because I'm going to be trying to do stitching every day. Tara, we like the skating. We're watching some now. Oh, fun. Okay, let me run this through. Get those numbers out. And then we're going to do some stamping for our floral images. I'm not going to do hearts, even though it's Valentine's. I just thought floral. Floral was the feeling today. Okay, so I just want to mention these number dies also cut out a frame. So you could do that in like a gold mirror or something, which would be fun. But I'm not going to use that. I don't need that. But look at how great that looks. I love it. Okay, let me get this one. Okay, die cut that a little crooked, but oh well. That one goes to that. Okay. Trying to keep all my cards situated here. I think I have the memory of a gnat, so. All right. My son's, I've talked about my son has a little kitty. I have a grand kitty, And my granddaughter just loves, she's wanted a cat. I'm going to say always, she's only 4. But anyways, that cat loves my craft room because I have so many boxes and places to be. She just was having such a good time yesterday when I was in here working. I don't have a trash can. I have a box for my garbage, and she was in it. It was pretty funny. Okay. Memory of a gnat. Yeah. That's what I feel like with this perimenopause junk. I just have no. And I always had a really good memory, probably too good. very aware of everything. Not anymore. My husband goes, it's really weird. You used to be like that, and now you're not. I'm like, yeah, kind of sucks. Okay. So now we have our numbers done. Let's get our florals, and then we will do our sentiments. I thought these were pretty simple, and I thought it'd be fun to stamp them. So I do have some color combinations that we're going to do. I think I need a different piece of paper because that one got a little bit dirty. So I can use that as I can use this one. No, I'll use that as a scratch something later. So for one of the cards, we're going to do Saltwater Taffy and Tattered Rose, and the other one is Candied Apple and Spun Sugar. And we're just going to do that, and we've got some greens for the leaves. And I'm going to try to keep it fairly simple. I don't think I need too many flowers and leaves. Now, there's an outline to it. I don't think I'm going to use the outline. I think I want to just stamp the solid parts. I want to use this one and this one. These ones, I think. And then these leaves here, and then I'll stamp a center. I think that's kind of where I'm at. I don't need the outline of it, but you could. So we'll see. After I stamp it, then I'll maybe I'll play that by ear and just kind of see. So we're going to do a few of these. And I think these ones I'm going to make a little more solid, not distressed. And then we'll do a couple of leaves. Okay. And then I'll probably do the centers with an acrylic block because I want to do white heat embossing in the centers. I think that would be fun. We'll see. Actually, probably just do green because the ink will be wet and my stuff will stick and I don't want to deal with that. So we'll wait on it. Okay, so we have a big flower, little flower, and I'll do a couple of these. So for my first card, the Candied Apple, Spun Sugar, and Bundled Sage. I thought it was a really pretty color combination. Let's do the leaves first. Just get that out of the way. That's going to be pretty. Move that and do another. And of course, there's coordinating dies for these. Ooh. You know what? I like that second generation stamping. I'm going to keep that because that gives me kind of a two-tone leaf without having to even try. So I'm going to do one of those and then I'll do two dark ones. Don't you love when you accidentally do something? All right. I'm going to put you out of the way. Okay. And then let's give us... I'm going to probably overstamp as far as like how many flowers I need because I just tend to do that. I would rather have more than have to come back. Oh, that's going to be pretty. And then Spun Sugar. Okay, I like those. Clean that off and move these around. And then I'll switch up the colors too and give us a nice little variety. Let's go. All right. I think I'm going to do more pink than red because the numbers are already red. So I'm going to go two more pinks and then we'll go on to our next color combination for our other card. I think I'm going to stamp the centers green, but I am going to do that with an acrylic block. So I'm going to grab that right now and just get that out of the way since I'm talking about it. That one goes there, and then we have this guy. But if you had time for the ink to dry, I think it would be really cute to do white heat embossing. Of course, I'm crooked. Talk about that all the time, how crooked I am. But that's okay. All right. And then let's add our centers here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this paper around. And we're going to grab our other colors. Question. Is there a reason you stamp one flower at a time? Yeah, no. No. I could do more than one. I just know with how my brain is kind of silly this morning that I'm going to stamp the wrong color on the wrong stamp. So it's just me having damage control right now. So a lot of times, yes, I'll stamp things more than once. I mean, you know, the colors more than once, but today is not the day for that mentally. I hope that answers your question, Narissa. Okay. So for this one, I have shabby shutters. Oh, let's stick it to everything. For these leaves, so I need to remember I want to do a second generation stamping because that was fabulous. I really love that pink with the green center. Thank you. Oh, that's going to be pretty. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's see. That is pretty. I love shabby shutters. And I love bundled sage. I think they are such pretty colors. Let me figure out where you go. I'm going to leave room for die cutting. All right. We're going to go Tattered Rose first. That's pretty. I think our weather is supposed to be really nice here this weekend. I'm going to do 2 more of this and then 2 of the other color, the saltwater taffy, since our numbers were saltwater taffy. All right. Move these one more time. Okay. Oh, I love this color. This is so pretty. It's such a pretty, like, summery coral. Tara says, we're still getting snow. I'm so over it. I bet. I bet. Normally we would have snow. We did have snow. We went up the mountain last weekend. I did forget to say that. We did go up the mountain. And there was a little bit of snow. There was a little bit more snow than I thought in some areas, just because it's been so warm here. But we sat up there by this little river and I cross-stitched up there. My husband and son just, you know, hung around and enjoyed the outside. And then we went to another spot. My husband was looking for some pretty rocks. You can find a lot of pretty rocks here, apparently, in Utah. And he likes that. So I cross-stitched in the car, and he looked for rocks and sat by a river, and it was beautiful. All right. I feel like I should be having my glasses on. I don't have those greens in the Distress Oxide inks, but I think I should get them. They are lovely. You should, Narissa. You absolutely should. I think they're so pretty. I didn't use them forever and forever and forever, and now they're kind of like my favorite colors. All right, so this is going to take a second for us to die cut. I'll go as fast as possible on that because that's kind of boring. Okay. But we should be able to get multiples done at one time. Get my tape. All right. The key is finding which way these guys go. Right. There's that. You're going to go here. That would be wrong. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to do this on everyone. I'll get it figured out. I promise. Come on, Joy. Maybe it's like this. No. No. Have you guys seen any good movies lately? I found it. Okay. I don't feel like there's been a ton of good movies out. We like to watch a couple of Korean shows. We watch, it's called Culinary Class Wars. They just had a season of that, and that was really fun. And then we like to watch Physical 100. They just had a second season of that not too long ago. We've been watching those. That's been fun. All right. We're gonna get it, guys. We're gonna get it. Did not tie cut all the way through, did you? Did you? Nope. Hold on. All right. There's one. Okay. I'm so thankful for die cuts. I remember making cards when there was Zilch die cuts. Oh, see, I thought I knew where I was putting those. Right there. There we go. And I am not one that wants to fussy cut a single thing. And I'm like, how are you supposed to cut these images out? This is horrible. But, you know, we made it work. I'm going to pretend like this is right. I think that's right. These flowers are really pretty. Okay. This is what you need little kids for, is to do your die cutting for you. I think my granddaughter would like it for about 7 minutes. And then I think she would not like it. Okay. Oh, halfway there, guys. Halfway there. Then we'll get these cards put together. Oh, this is my workout. Workout for today. All right. Okay. Now we can move on. Well, except for this one. Then we can move on to our next little color set here. I should should have done some of this ahead of time and then just stamped a couple. I will think that through better next time. Okay. Well, let's stick them there correctly. Maybe not. Like it's the first time I've used a die cut machine or something. Why are you being silly? There we go. Hello, my scrapbook loft. Thanks for joining. I'm just getting some really boring die cutting out of the way because we just stamped a bunch of flowers. So I apologize to everyone for this. Why is that all like dirt? I need to clean my plates. Oh, well, huh? Oops, I'm really late. We'll have to watch the rerun. Hello, Marjorie. Were you watching scrapbook.com this morning? I feel like I was replying to you on there. It's a clean, better tape. And then let's get this guy. Okay. 3 more after this. Yes, okay. Thanks for being here, Marjorie. It was fun to see you on there and chatting along. I have to clean this off. I'm going to ruin something. I just know it. Okay. All right. After this, we will stamp our sentiments. And I'm using the, a label's dying right now. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look at it in just a second. So I'm not using the coordinating dies from Honeybee Stamps sentiments that I'm using because I'm going to put them on these little label dies. That's wrong. There we go. Last leaf. Okie doke. Next week, I plan on having my Spellbinders Club Kits video out. I meant for that to be out today, but like I said, this week, I was so tired this week. Not what I wanted to happen. Things I wanted to happen did not happen, but I will have that out next week. And I have all 8 of the clubs plus the little extra bonuses that they give you. It's just plain Margie. Okay, my last name is, I gotcha. Well, thanks for letting me know, Margie. And if I forget in the future, please just remind me again, and I'm so sorry. We just were discussing earlier that I have the memory of a gnat at this point, and so I will try my hardest. Margie, very cute. That's a cute name, actually. Okay, so let's do our sentiments, and then we can, I have the sentiments right here. Then we can put our cards together. So I'm going to do some more white heat embossing. I told you I was going to tell you what the names of these are. Sorry, I'm all in the way. Okay, so these are the nested vintage labels, and I thought they would be really pretty on there. And I'm going to do it in craft cardstock because I have a little bit of craft cardstock, because I haven't even shown you guys the whole layout of the cards yet. So let's get these done really quick. And then we can start assembling everything. Line these up. So the sentiment that I'm using, or the sentiment stamp that I'm using, is kind of a all-purpose from Honeybee, and I have to say Honeybee has some of the best sentiment dies ever. Melissa thinks of the most wonderful sentiment. So this is the Inside Kindness. So it talks about kindness. Just like I want to say, I just want just a card to say you're amazing. We rise by lifting others up. You're so kind. Hello. I'm going to use I love us and love you so much because it's Valentine's. But again, these can be birthday cards or anniversary cards. So either way, you could change these cards however you want them to be. Let's see if these are straight. Listen now, I'm just stay down here. Okay. I feel like they're good. We will see. They do have great sentiments. Yes. Yes, they do. All right, I'm going to turn on my heat tool. Thankfully, it didn't scream. All right, let's ink these up. I'm using Versamark Clear Embossing ink. And this is Gina K's Craft Cardstock. It's such a pretty color. I love it. Let me do it one more time. Okie doke. Misty out of the way. And let's sprinkle on our white embossing. Might be a little crooked, but we'll see. I think you did okay. All right, let's melt this. Yes, Margie, I love it too. It's such a pretty color. It's just light enough, I think. I don't know. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. Okay. Those are done. Way. Okay. So something when I was die cutting my pieces here to layer. So I have chiffon cardstock, craft cardstock, and then, the one that we did, the ink smushing. Now, I kind of want it layered like this because what I wanted was to have a break between the two pinks. You could do this with a gold mirror or a glitter or, any other color, but I'm into the craft a lot right now. So I am going to try to glue this together. Then I'm going to adhere it down, and then I'm going to trim this down on the top and the side because I did my best, and it's probably not going to line up great. So you can kind of see there's this edge here when I get it centered properly. So I figured I'll glue it down, and then I'll trim everything down just a little bit. That dual font, I know, isn't it pretty? So let me get I'm going to use tape runner and a little bit of liquid glue on this one just because on both of these top ones, because of the ink smooshing, it's making your cardstock just a little bit wonky. And I want to make sure that it's held down nicely. So just a little bit. So I'm more important about lining up these points here than lining up the sides because, like I said, I'm going to trim that down. Oh, I probably didn't need liquid glue there. Oops. All right. And you can make this, as wide as you want. I just want something a little bit, but that's going to be pretty. But we're going to trim all that down. So because I'm not going to pop that up with foam adhesive. Well, that's going to be funny. Trim down. Actually, I'm going to trim it down now. No, yes. I think trying to get through 3 things of cardstock is not going to be the smart decision. So let me bring this in really quick. And I'm just going to start here. So I'm going to go, just going to go 1/8 on each side. That should even that up nicely. And then I'll do 1/4 on the back, and then I'll do the same thing. Oh, wait. Nope, this side. I almost did that wrong, guys. That would have been so bad. Okay. Now I can do the back. I'm going to go like that. And then I will just trim this 1/4 off of the top and one side. Hopefully I did the math right. Decisions. I know. All right, sweet. That works. So that takes the point over to there. Not the end of the world. I don't hate it. All right, let's do the same thing for the next one. This one I did with 2 different. So this die here is obviously different than this one here. So I'm going to have to do the same thing of gluing it, and I think this is lovely so far. Thank you, Narissa. And then lining that up again, just like I did on the last one, and then we'll trim it down. Because I'm not a measurer. I mean, not usually. Oh, a little bit of liquid glue. Do you guys got anything going on today after we're done with this live? I don't know what I've got going on. Probably take a nap. All right, so I'm trying to get this lined up as best as I can. Okay. Again, because I die cut not exactly the same, I'm just going to trim this down. No big deal. I keep putting liquid glue where there's going to be no cardstock, and that doesn't make any sense. You're welcome. I appreciate this live. I appreciate you being here. Okay. So again, I'm just going to trim. I'm going to go by the craft cardstock visually, just because that one is so uneven, even though I really tried hard to line these guys up. Okay. And then how much of this do I want off? Not a ton. Just a little bit. Okay. I might have to do that a little bit more to get it even. And then let's trim this down. And let's see where we're at. Staying warm and out of the snow. Yes. Okay. A little bit more. Well, let's see. Okay, I like that. All right, we have all of our pieces done. Let's put our cards together. It's about dang time, huh? I guess I could. Yeah, let's add some dimension. I wasn't gonna, but let's just do it anyways. I really love the cards you made this morning and love your creativity. Oh, thank you so much, Margie. I think they turned out really, really pretty. I was very, very happy with those cards. And of course, to get to be on scrapbook.com's YouTube channel is such a blessing. Okay, 1mm foam adhesive. Here we go. I'm going to do it for this guy too, because I like it. I would love to go up to the mountain again this weekend because it's supposed to be really, again, really nice weather. So I'm hoping probably Sunday since boys are doing something. Tomorrow. Okay. I did tell my husband. He has no concept of time. My youngest son, no concept of, like when they're doing fun things, no concept of time. My oldest son. And I just was like, I said, I have zero confidence tomorrow that I'm going to hear from you guys at all during the day. And they're going to be writing in side by side. They're not going, if I needed something, they're not going to hear the phone ring. I mean, not that I'm going to need anything, but you know what I'm saying. Now, do I get it right? Okay, I'm going to line this up at the top. Oh, yes. Dimension is a yes. Marty says our driveway is still an ice rink. Ugh. No fun. That's Steeg's, actually. All right. Gosh. I love the ink smushing on here. I think that turned out really fun. Okie doke. Let's bring in, do one card at a time. Let me reference my photo when I was laying things out yesterday, because question, do you usually draw inspiration from something? I'm just wanting to know how you usually come up with a card design. Sometimes I do. I think I talked about this a little bit last week. Okay, hold on, sorry. I can't talk and look at the same time. Okay, that one goes on that side. Okay. I had to figure out what I was deciding. Yeah. Sometimes it's a color combination. Today it was these pretty dies here. I was like, what would go good with that? How, you know, what do I want to make? Obviously, if it's a holiday, that's going to help, you know. So, oh, that goes with that. Yeah, so I kind of do it like that. I mean, you know, you might also see someone else's card like on Instagram or something, and then you're like, oh, I could definitely make that. You know what I was supposed to do, and I did not? Stamp some of these, a couple of these larger leaves. Hold on, everybody. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. That right there is why I stamped one image at a time. I'm not going to stamp as many this time, you guys. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. All right. I need these for this card design. Otherwise, I would bypass the whole thing. But I can't. I need some of these big guys. Duh. So yeah, color inspiration. Another card, you might go, oh, I forgot about that technique. And then maybe your brain just kind of spurs from there. Obviously, some products just help you with that to begin with. And so, you know, sometimes I think products kind of design themselves weirdly. And then sometimes I struggle with inspiration. If my brain is too tired, not working, I cannot put a card together to save my life. Okay. My goodness. Struggle bus today. You're so welcome, Narissa. Anytime. I am open to any questions. I'm a pretty open book, actually. Okay. And then let's do our bundled sage. If I just have 2 of these for each card, it'd be good. Plus, I think these are so pretty. I was even reciting to myself this morning on what I needed to do, and this was, I forgot, and this was not on my list. Okay. We thought we were almost going to put cards together. Let me grab those dies really quick, and this will be fast. Okay. These in place. And two, you know what, with inspiration, I think if you even look at some of your old designs, you know, a favorite card or a favorite whatever on there, and then think, how else can I use that? I mean, that's always fantastic inspiration. And if you don't like whatever comes out, you throw it out because it's just paper. Okay. And then let's make sure, Joy, you get the right colors with the right stuff. Jeez. Crafting live is a whole other animal. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's die cut this, and then we will actually... If I've forgotten anything else, we're just not doing it. That's just how that's going to go. It's kind of cloudy out here today. I don't think we're supposed to get any weather. Oh, last week we were talking about ice cream. I think we went and got ice cream. I think we did. But I got some the other night and it was yummy. It was so yummy. Okay, now we can do it. Let's do this. Let me grab some foam adhesive because I know I'm going to want that. That's 3. I don't want you. Okay. 2 and 1. Yes, because all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have something behind here. You know? A little something something was supposed to be behind there. So I'm going to lay a couple of these things out. I kind of think we need that there. I want to make sure I use that second generation one because it'll look like we've got 2 different colors, which is pretty fantastic. Okay. And see, I said I probably was going to stamp, I think that color was there, stamp more than I needed. And that is true. But I think that's okay. No. Okay, I think we're going to kind of go with this. And I know I'm crazy, but I'm going to take a photo because in 3 minutes I won't remember it. And then I'll put this green leaf up here somewhere. So it's going to go off a little bit, but I think that's okay. And I love that the sentiment is tucked in. So let's start with these flowers here. So these guys are going to have to be glued down first, I think, because I do want my numbers popped up. So a little bit of liquid glue. Narissa, is this your first time? Did you say, is this your first time on my live? And same with you, Margie. Is this the first time you guys have been here? I'm going to do 2 millimeter behind my numbers because I do want them popped up pretty good. Thank you, Margie. All right. Tweezers. See, I already have to look at my photo. I'm so special. My goodness. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad, Narissa. Thank you. I'm glad you came. Let me shove this under here a little bit. I need to move that. That guy right there needs to not be there. Okay, so I do want this one, again, to be a little bit, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of glue so the 4 can stick to it. Just the tiniest bit. We're going to come down. There we go. Okay, I like that. And then this sentiment is going to kind of go over. So let's add some foam adhesive behind that as well. Love this design. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. I do watch SVC weekly videos and I love your cards. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't want any adhesive there, but I will add a little bit of liquid glue. Okay. I appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging out with me. Okie doke. Let's put this guy here. Okay. I'll figure that out in a second. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go off actually, so we can kind of trim some of that off and that will look nice. It kind of carries the design off of the edge, which is a good thing. When I first started back into card making and really putting thought into it, I would make a whole scene and go, oh my gosh, I have to cut some of that off. It was so hard. But now I'm like, let's do it. So I did 1mm foam adhesive behind these leaves. Okay, cute. I think this guy will be just some liquid glue back there. I'm going to tuck that in. I love it. And I think we're just going to tuck those leaves under that. I don't mind that it's hanging over, because that's kind of where our little cluster is up here. All right. And then this one is going to have some 2mm on it as well. And I do want this to overlap that 4. I think what I would like to do is cut one of these leaves off. I think I'm going to cut this smaller one off. Just kind of tuck it in so you won't see that edge, hopefully. I'll make sure we won't see that edge. I may have to lift that up a little. There. That gives us a nice little leaf there. I really like that. What do you guys think? I think that's a fun little Valentine's card. Quite different because you don't have a bunch of leaves. Now, like I said, I have a bunch more flowers. You could save this for something else. Well, do we want another flower there? Oh, I think we do. Let's put that one down. I like it. Okay. And then we're just going to finish those with a little extra something. Let's get to this next card. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. So I could remember this one. This is the one I laid out because I'm like, oh, you'll remember the other. So this one's going to go like this, I think. So we're going to build this maybe a little bit differently. Just because why not? We're not making the same cards. Thank you, Margie. We will see what we think about. Put a big flower there. Maybe a little flower here. Isn't it so funny? Sometimes I have to look in the camera, so I'm looking at my screen in front of me to see if I like how it looks. It's very weird, but I think we'll put a little flower here with the greenery. See, and I think this is where like your card design, just the different layout kind of dictates what you're going to be, where you're going to be putting things. So this one has more of a coverage over it, but I kind of like it. Not gonna lie, I kind of like it. I think I like just the 3 flowers on this one. Okay. Again, I'm gonna take a photo. Oh, I like this one. That's pretty. So let me just move this stuff out of the way so I can start with those base leaves being where they're at, because then I don't have to deal with trying to put them back in place. I love this background with the embossed, you know, words and the ink smushing. I think that turned out so lovely. All right, let's get some foam adhesive behind these. Oops. Thank you, Beverly. All right. Got my photo up. Listen now. I need you to stay still and not be crooked. And then the same thing, I'm going to tuck this one underneath, so I did not put adhesive there. Okay. This I'm just going to glue. Can I just glue that there? I need some foam adhesive on that. Just a little bit. Okay, and then a little dot of liquid glue. And this will be 1 millimeter, like the other on the other card, which will give us just another little layer of dimension. I love that scrapbook.com has all their different sizes of foam adhesive, and it's a really good foam adhesive. Like I, you know, use foam adhesive on everything. Don't be silly. All right, try this one more time. Getting it all together at the same time is helpful. Okay. Pretty. Let's put our sentiment down. I love these like vintage label dies. I love that they're nested. You get so many different sizes. And they're just so pretty. All right. Got our big flower here. Do we want to put on? And then we have our little 2nd generation leaf. This turned out so fun. And 1 millimeter is going to go on that one. Oops. And let's tuck that under there, and I can trim that off because that will do like the other flower is gonna, and I'll trim everything off. And I have to adhere these to some card bases. Is that right? Oh, that's lovely. I love it. Okay, let me get these little papers out of my way. And I've got some card bases here, A2 size, and I am so happy. Oh no, that's fine. That scrapbook.com carries them because I make my own, or I have made my own, which is fine, but you know, it takes a minute with the trimming and the scoring and the everything. And these are already scored. Yay for that. And then I'm just gonna fold them, and then we have card bases. I'm thrilled. And this is an 80-pound cardstock, which I personally think is great for a card base. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, because you don't want it to be flimsy. Who wants a flimsy card? Okay, do this one first. Let me get some tape runner on the back. We're almost done, you guys. And because we trimmed it smaller, we're going to have a nice little white border, oops, around our card. Oh, yes. That is lovely. And a tape runner. And then we're going to finish off with some gold sequins, I think. We'll see. I always love a gold, but I'm kind of loving how these look, so maybe I need some different ones. I think I almost don't want gold. Hold on one second. I'm going to come over here because I think I have some silver as I'm rummaging through. Hang tight, everybody. I'm so sorry. I thought I had like clear ones. But maybe. Oh, wait. Here we go. I have some Trinity stamps. These are crystal balls. I don't even know if these are even available anymore, so I'm so sorry if they're not. Oh, I think yes. Ooh, they're a little iridescent, so I think they're going to catch some of the colors from this. And I love that they're different sizes. Oh, that's going to be, look how pretty those are. All right. We're going to start there. They have little itty bitty ones. Ooh. I like that. I kind of like that a lot. And then let's go. I need more of those itty bitties. They're like ultra tiny. That's fun. Yep. Okay, that I like. Joy, my husband just joined me. He would like to know what the 14 is for. It's for Valentine's Day. Or if it's a birthday card, a 14-year-old. Or a wedding anniversary. 14 years. It could be for whatever. But these ones is for the 14. For Valentine's Day. Okay. Oh, these are going to be pretty. That would have been bad. Scared me. I still don't think I got one of those itty bitty ones. Maybe I used them all. Oh, no, I see some. There we go. Okay. Let's figure out how I want to do this one. I think you're big. Because I already have all these dots on here, I gotta make sure that these guys want to show up, right? There's a little one. Okay. And let's go down here. I kind of like them landing on some of these images because I feel like you can see them better. Thank you. That was his first thought, and then all of the other possibilities. That's awesome. It's awesome he joined you. Sounds like a sweet hubby. Okay, we're going to finish this up, and then we'll take a look at these guys. I think my mother-in-law is here again. Isn't that so funny? She was here last week and I missed her. She's such a sweetheart. I love my mother-in-law. She's an absolute doll. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited about these. These turned out so pretty. Okay. So here is our Spun Sugar, Candied Apple, and Bundled Sage. I'm using Pomegranate Cardstock from Spellbinders and Craft Cardstock from Gina K. And then, you know, we did the white heat embossing with the letters. Can you guys see that? And the ink smushing. That's a beautiful background. Like, that is soft, but it has color. Just trying to see who it was. Sorry. You know, your brain just kind of goes, who is that? I love the pretty scallops here. He's sweet. I love him. We've been married for 43 years. Oh, that's a long time. You guys are awesome. Congratulations. That is amazing. So there's that one. That one turned out pretty. I thought this was going to be my favorite, but I like this one just as equally. This is a little, you know, you have the darker colors, and this is a lot softer. But here we have the ink smushing. We have saltwater taffy, tattered rose, and shabby shutters on this with chiffon cardstock and the craft cardstock. I think this turned out so pretty. And the ink smushing with that embossing folder. Yes. I love this. I think I'm happy with this. Okay. Let me flip around. Okie dokie, guys. Thank you for joining me. Let's show them this way because sometimes the color. Oh my goodness. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I love it. Margie, we've been married 57 years. I'm ancient. Oh my gosh. My husband and I have been married. We got married on our 1-year dating anniversary. So I'm always like, is that how long we've been married? We've been married 26 years. This year will be 27 years. So we're getting there. Not as much as you guys, but we're getting there. Oh, did I show the other one? I don't know if I showed the other. I'm kidding. Reading things. Isn't that pretty? I love these. Narissa, thanks for sharing your skills and talents. Thanks so much. Love both. I like the colors. I like the soft colors better though. I get it. Thank you, Margie. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate all of you guys for joining me. Even if you don't chat, thank you so much. If you guys like my videos, please subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up because all that kind of stuff helps on YouTube to get my stuff out there even more to people that like aren't necessarily my followers, weirdly. All of your comments help with that, so I really appreciate that all the time. I'm here. The plan is every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If I'm not going to be here, I'll put a notice in my little community posts. But yeah, every Friday. So I hope you guys, thank you so much, Margie. I hope you guys will continue to join me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tara, all of everybody. I appreciate it again. I hope you guys have a really amazing weekend. I hope next week goes great for you guys. And I hope to see you here next Friday. Yeah, and have a great day. Bye, guys.